Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kira the Doll back for yet another video. So as you guys can see, today's video is of Joseline's Cabaret episodes 11 and 12. And by this point in the season, it's just pretty boring. The children fell off the wagon. I don't know if it's because Nick is gone, like a lot of the comments have been saying, but it's definitely not hitting how it's supposed to. And before you come in and comment and say, why are you watching a video that you don't like? Why are you watching a video that you don't like? Basically, we start off this episode with the Jane Doe and Andrea fight. I catch up on a lot of these people's lives, and Jane Doe basically said in her live, I can pick up 3 times my weight. If I wanted to really beat her, I could. And it finally clicked in my mind, like she really could have just threw Andrea across the room. Jane Doe literally picked up Erica. That is not a small girl. With that being said, I definitely feel like Jane Doe did what was needed to be done. But if she wanted to do more, I truly believe that she could and would have. Honestly, this episode is the perfect example of the loudest in the room really don't be on nothing. The loudest in the room is sometimes and most of the times the most insecure, the most weak, and these people go putting their nose around. I feel like Andrea really playing a dangerous game right here. I seen comments saying Jane Doe boring. Oh my gosh, Jane Doe. And I'm just sitting here like, do y'all not see the way that Jane Doe's just standing there watching this girl? That's the look of a person that will knock your ass clean out. Y'all need to leave people alone. Y'all need to take my advice. The way that Drea is screaming around, hopping, trying to portray this crazy character, I feel like that's who Jane Doe truly is at heart. While Andrea is pretending to be crazy, my opinion is Jane Doe is pretending to be normal. They don't even know what button they pushing. You really want that? Like Jane Doe even said, she said she just felt like Andrea wanted to get her anger out. And that's all it was. Cause here go Andrea bawling, crying. She starts crying. She tells Joseline she don't feel like she's being seen. And I definitely agree. Because Danny and Andrea ate them chicken foot. You know, a lot of these girls ate them roaches just for Joseline to be treating them like they ain't shit. Also, keep in mind that Andrea is the one that won the money last season. So she was at one point Joseline's favorite. I seen a video, well, an interview of Miss Natural talking, and she was basically saying that Joseline really does do Andrea really badly. In the interview, she basically said that Andrea has duties that she's not even really getting paid for. Like, for example, being in charge of glam for all of the girls for different events or performances, which, if you guys remember back to the first episode, that's what they were saying. Andrea was in charge of the hair and makeup for Henny and all of them. To still not receive the credit that you are rightfully owned is just like a slap in the face. But overall, Joseline and Andrea's relationship is very unsettling.
Honestly, Andrea's mindset is very demented to me to begin with. Here is a clip that ISIS posted to TikTok. I'm not wiggling. You ain't gotta be scared. You ain't gotta be scared. But I'm bored. I'm bored.
The fact that Andrea is so comfortable playing this character of an animal, she's so comfortable with this character, that speaks volumes on her own personal integrity and morals to begin with. Out of all the people that should have been here for this moment, it should have been Nick in Egypt so that they could see what Joseline wants in a person, which is a person that she has broken down, which is sort of a weak-minded person. But I really wonder, is it really weak-minded? Because this is the same mind frame of like the military or sororities, fraternities to get into them. But that's why Andrea continuously says that this is a cult.
This is literally a secret society, and Andrea is literally telling us that it is. You shouldn't have to beg nobody to see your worth. Cause trust, they see it. They just don't want to acknowledge it. That should be enough to walk away. It feel like Joseline is just amused by Andrea falling to her knees in tears about not being seen. She cried to Joseline like a mother. And to look up to Joseline like a mother and as a mother figure is sad in itself because of the way that she treats these girls. It's far from motherly. That's the title that she wants, but it's not necessarily true. She treat him like a pimp.
Another aspect overall that's just starting to arise in my mind is that Joseline has so many yes men around her. Ricardo in the back, just finding this amusing as well. Like, y'all have to be having conversations about this. Basically, it shows that Joseline isn't treating the girls like her true friends. Even her relationship with Melissa. It's a saying of the power play. She don't treat other people how she treat these girls. Honestly, this relationship with Ballistic also confuses my mind because everybody praises this relationship, but I kind of look at it like Ballistic is becoming another version of Stevie because he wants her to work her ass off and eat off of her. Like, yeah, he helps, but she's literally the one putting in all this work, going on all these tour dates, dancing out on the stage at this age. Not only that, but putting her reputation on the line. Don't seem like he care. He not gonna check her as long as he eating. Is that love or survival? I'm just not fully understanding his mind frame. I'm not seeing it to be something of true, genuine intention or true, genuine love. It's beneficial. But it was nice to see different girls bonding like Danny and Chinks and Kanaya and Lexi. Now Jane Doe and G Baby, this conversation made me mad because G Baby really don't like Jane Doe, and I feel like Jane Doe is getting a lot of backlash, but I just feel like Jane Doe, she just really just cares about what she cares about and she don't care about what she don't care about. You know, like you can't make somebody do what you want them to do or act how you want them to act. At the end of the day, Jane Doe, she can dance her butt off. She defend herself when she need to, but she just ain't for all the some semantics or power play and power dynamics, the dumb stuff. Cared for what she want to be there for, which is for dancing. Just like Chang, everybody just is not mingling as well, and that's okay. Everybody don't gotta be fake like Oceans and T Love. Oceans wanna basically make a little alliance with T Love and they're planning to go get Chinks, and it ends off with Joseline photo shoot. I feel like Joseline is very emotional, and that's what it really just boils down to. I feel as though maybe she really never had many good friends, and or yeah, not many good friends, and she had many messed up relationship with people, and now she's like taking it out on these girls. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying that's how I make sense of it. I'm also just coming to the realization that the problem with this show and many shows is that it lacks personality. A lot of these girls do not have personalities, which is because that's what Joseline wants. So it's Joseline that's the problem because let's say for example, Neek, she had a very big personality and Joseline didn't like that. That's what honestly bit Neek in the ass in the end. By this point, all we're seeing is practice and fights. Practice and fights. And in between, Jocelyn saying, "What's wrong with your face?" Practice fights. What's wrong with your face? Practice fights. Performance. Practice fights. So now the next fight is T Love versus Chinks once again. So basically, they fought because, if I'm not mistaken, Chinks was fighting Oceans at first. They jumped her. People was jumping in the fight, which I was confused as to why people like. Hold on, maybe I'm speaking on it. Yeah, because I believe this was the preview for next week, and Oceans and Chinks was the end of the episode 11. So now we're going on to 12, which started off with the fight with Oceans and Chinks. I believe Chinks had fought Oceans first. I think that's how it started off. So she fought Oceans. Everybody trying to hop down to get to the fight, and I was just so confused. Why people like Sky was hopping down. I was sitting there thinking about it. The last episode, Sky was sitting with Andrea and Dez and Erica at that table, and I think that they feel like maybe Sky is impressionable, and they got in her head. That's why she started to jump with the OGs. Oceans versus Shanks really just didn't make no sense. Oceans only did it because, for one, I think that they fight for camera time. And for two, I feel like she just want to be accepted because T Love is an as well, and they don't even really know each other. So it's like, for y'all to be fighting for each other, baby, you just want friends. It's insane the amount of people that fought Shanks for T Love. Even when Egypt fought her, I was just like, why are y'all want to fight Chinks so bad? Like, yes, she's sneaking T Love and stuff, but like, T Love literally spit on her. T Love and her have been fighting. Like, why are y'all getting involved in their beef? I don't get it. So then the girls practice for 2 more minutes. Then T Love come. I mean, not T Love. Then Chinks come back, and she just asks the question. She said, "Who jumped me?" And they all standing there like, "You gonna do it? Who gonna fight her?" That's not the question. Who jumped her? And then T Love come down and they jump her yet again. And I'm just thinking like, why didn't y'all say nothing when she said who jumped her, but y'all gonna come jump her again? Yeah, y'all weak for real. And then Sky gonna try to say, oh, Chinks is big. She could have really hurt T Love, but Chinks didn't call out T Love. Y'all can't sit up there and use her height as an excuse. She didn't say T Love come down and fight me. She already fought T Love 10 million times. Why would she want to fight the girl that spit all the time? Just to get spit on again. Why would she want to fight her? Be for real. T Love, little ugly, short, stubby self, stood down there acting like somebody called her name. Who do this silly Q-tip think she is? Clarissa Shields? Talking about the champ is here. If you don't sit your goofy tail self down, you always want to spit on somebody. Jocelyn was disgusting, y'all. She was disgusted. In the fact that T Love always want to spit. And then them say you the champ. The champ or what? Hawk spits? Logic don't be logic for real. I definitely don't mess with how they did Chinks or Jane though. It just didn't make no sense. But that part was funny when Chinks threw that water. She came back through that water and Oceans and T Love go running over there and they bust that tail feather, y'all. I was hollering. Hallelujah. You want some camera time? There you go. Gonna say Chinks too big to be fighting T Love like T Love ain't volunteer to fight a big girl. But anyway, so now we have the part where Neek comes back on her lucky hustler type energy. Neek is on her she in her lucky hustler era where Jocelyn really ain't fucking with her. And I feel like what's going on with Neek, Neek is a fan favorite. So as we've seen in seasons before where, for example, Wet Wet was a fan favorite and got drugged through the mud. Jocelyn basically she thinks she's scaring somebody with them glasses. But yeah, Jocelyn basically just acting fake towards Neek. Neek kind of makes her look foolish the way that she comes in and hugs her. And Jocelyn's like semi smirking because it's almost like you could just tell that Jocelyn's doing it for the cameras. Something about Neek just triggers Jocelyn because basically Neek is an it girl. Let's just say what it is. And I seen this comment underneath the episode, which really explains the show. Picks the girls to humiliate, kicks her off the show, isolates the girl, publicly humiliating her, reminding them how they were nothing, try to make other people in the cabaret hate her. She got the glasses on for intimidation. Asked the girl to speak, then don't let them speak. Insults them. And
You
here's the
remind me of my
video.
mom. You know why you remind me of my mom? My mom is a horrible mother. She never has one called me to apologize for being such a horrible mother. For being. Hold on. You remind me of my mom, and I can't get that away. I don't like the bitch. She's a horrible person, always been. And the fact that my mom is 70 years old, and I'm a 38-year-old woman, her daughter, and she hasn't called me in 8 years to tell me that she's sorry for being a bad mom, and for having all the tricks coming in and out of her house, for having niggas trying to touch on my pussy and kiss on me when I was a little girl. She never yet apologized, and she know that happened. You remind me of her. I'm sorry it happened to you, but I'm not like your mom. You act just like her. I'm using her.
So y'all probably can see where we're going with this. What does Nick have to do with anything that you've been through as a child? Honestly, Joseline really just needs help, therapy. She needs to go talk about what happened to her, because we're not saying it's right what you went through, but you're definitely wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right, but the abused all well, not always, but often becomes the abuser. Overall, Joseline's relationship with her mother further proves my point in being that she is not a motherly figure for these girls, especially if she doesn't get the therapy that she needs, because how can you show up for other people if you're not at your best? Which further connects the dots as to why Joseline acts the way she does and tears the girls down in the way that she does. She needs to break them down. In this conversation with Nick is talking back, which is okay because she's an adult, but in order to be in the Joseline's Cabaret cult, it's not okay. You must be quiet when Simon says so in this cabaret. Then to compare her to her mother just shows that she really needs to go talk to somebody about it, because why are you it was so unprovoked. It was just like, I don't you were saying you were trying to show the extremity of the situation, but a lot of us miss the connection. Because honestly, if we're going to compare anybody to your mother right now in this moment, we could say you are the spitting image of your mother. Joseline is bonding with these women from traumatic childhood experiences as well as toxic mother daughter relationships. That's why she says to them often that their moms don't even do for them what she does for them. This is the type of environment that you do. If you do have a loving mother, you might be crucified for it. Like possibly Neek, she may have a good relationship with her mother, resulting in her confidence and voicing her opinion and just her overall confidence, period. Joseline took Chanks out because it's like she does the same tactic on every single girl, especially after the first season. The first season she treats you pretty good, but your second season coming back, that's when she starts to treat you worse. The only person I can't say that doesn't apply to was Erica for some odd reason. She does this because she wants the girls to crack. And I feel like when Nick started crying, that's literally what Joseline wanted to begin with. And I feel like Nick should have walked away before that moment, because that's what Joseline wanted, and she got what she wanted, was to break her. Not as much as she wanted to do it, but she still got that reaction that she was looking for. Somebody got to end the conversation, and it would have been the power move to be the one to be able to end it first before the other person is able to make a fool out of you. I feel as though overall for these 2 episodes, they weren't as interesting as we would have expected them to be. As for now, I feel like Danny is the new Wet Wet, but in another form. I don't know how to feel about Joseline praying for them either. You can't just let anybody lead your prayer. Why did Lemmy have to introduce them? And not Ocean's up there with one shoe on. I don't understand. They said that the crowd was calling her. Like, why didn't they show us the crowd calling her? One thing I can say about Joseline, though, is that even though the world hate Danny and Andrea, she still bring them back to kiss her butt. That's honestly kind of smart of her, because if they don't do it, who else gonna do it like them? But overall, the tours seem way more authentic than the show altogether. The show would go a lot better if they display the more authentic and the more raw and uncut scenes, rather than making it more like baddies when the scenes are so scripted and unreal. Then Ricardo got that red on trying to blend in with the dancers. I see what you doing, Ricardo. You ain't slick. But nah, I seen a video of them performing. Ricardo really was on stage dancing, y'all. I'm about to include the clip right here. crying when I seen that video of Ricardo on the stage with him. But overall, the episodes were a little boring. Jocelyn needs someone to tell her about herself and not to be surrounded by so many yes men. And also, I'm a little shocked that Egypt and Neek came back. I feel like it has to be some point where you guys decide if you deserve to be treated like this or not. I understand needing the money, but where's the moral compass? Where's the integrity? And then Kanaya fights again. And I actually found Kanaya's music channel, and it all makes sense as to why these girls are truly hating on Kanaya. So I included a clip of that as well. Here it is.
Go outside, go outside, ho. Go outside, get offline, ho. Book a fly. You ain't never had no motion in your life.
After I seen that, it all started to click and all started to make sense. Exactly what it is about Kanaya that makes her so non-likable. It's the fact that Kanaya is really good at everything that she does. So when they said that she was a rapper, I didn't really think much of it until I actually looked at her music. And I actually like her music. She's a good artist. She makes better music than Jocelyn. But yeah, honestly, at this point, Jocelyn has definitely lost the plot. The first few seasons were amazing. They were really good. But Jocelyn really don't let the power get to her head by this point. And I also seen this comment underneath. This did nothing but make me remember the type of people watching these shows. Not everybody is watching this from a deep standpoint. A lot of people are looking at it on a surface level and they are enjoying every minute of it. I never seen half of the things that Jocelyn did as funny. Like for example, when she yoked up Wet Wet, I thought that was so completely wrong, but so many fans thought it was hilarious, and it's just gotten worse from there. She just keeps on degrading black women. So yeah, you guys leave some comments down below. Let me know what was your opinion on these two episodes. Stay engaged. I appreciate every last single one of you guys for watching. But I'll see you guys next time. See you guys.